Welcome back to our channel, where we provide updates and previously unreported narratives on Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. We have some exciting news to share with you. Catherine left speechless after King Charles' demands for George's boarding school. The inquiry about Prince George's secondary school attendance has garnered significant public interest. As the firstborn of the Prince and Princess of Wales, George is the immediate heir after his father, positioning him in a distinctive prominence. The educational options for royal children in the British monarchy have historically ignited discussion, symbolizing a convergence of established traditions and evolving contemporary parental norms. This choice has allegedly gained heightened urgency, with sources indicating that King Charles has underscored the significance of a boarding school education for George, akin to the trajectory pursued by him and other senior royals. Queen Camilla reportedly offered her perspective at the same time, ostensibly recommending a school associated with her granddaughter. Prince William and Princess Catherine, navigating the tension between family intimacy and the obligations of the monarchy, have discreetly explored many prospective schools, some steeped in royal tradition, while others are more progressive or coeducational. The outcome is a tumultuous blend of tradition, individual preference, and societal intrigue centered on a singular lad destined to become king. King Charles's appeal for tradition. King Charles's early upbringing differed significantly from those of his predecessors. Rather than receiving instruction just inside the confines of the palace, he attended Hill House School in London, subsequently Cheam, and eventually Gordonstoun in Scotland, a residential institution renowned for its demanding, outdoor-focused curriculum. Despite Charles allegedly encountering difficulties throughout his tenure, they're characterizing it as a rigorous environment. He acknowledged its significance in preparing him for the challenges of life as heir. Subsequent generations, such as Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, persisted in the tradition of attending boarding schools, so perpetuating a trend of heirs receiving their education away from home. Subsequently, when Charles was tasked with selecting an educational institution for his boys, he and the late Princess Diana departed from Gordonstoun by enrolling Princes William and Harry in Eton College. Nonetheless, they maintained the boarding tradition. Eton's closeness to Windsor and its history of teaching prime ministers and aristocracy made it an attractive compromise, reconciling Charles's focus on tradition with Diana's desire for a more equitable atmosphere. William, in particular, seemed to like his time at Eton and established a robust network of friendships within what many saw as a very typical setting for a royal adolescent. With Charles now reigning as king, speculation indicates his preference for George to attend a distinguished school that fosters discipline, independence, and companionship. Several affluent families view boarding school as a significant milestone that instills resilience and cultivates a close-knit community of friends for their children. Although Charles generally refrains from imposing choices on William and Catherine, his status as king inevitably affects the context in which these discussions occur. Numerous royal commentators noted that Charles's father, Prince Philip, was steadfast in his support for Gordonstoun. Now, Charles may want to convey the notion that boarding education cultivates the character necessary for a future ruler. Historical context, monarchs, and educational institutions. Historically, the palaces provided private instruction for royal offspring. Queen Elizabeth and her sister, Princess Margaret, exemplified the tradition whereby direct successors got their academic, constitutional, and religious education at home, rather than attending formal schooling. This tradition started to develop in the mid-20th century, influenced by social changes and the conviction that senior royals should have interactions with individuals and settings beyond the palace confines. King Charles, therefore, represented a pivotal moment. He dedicated part of his formative years to formal education, but he quickly returned to a conventional royal trajectory by transferring to Cheam and thereafter to the challenging environment of Gordonstoun. Following the challenges faced at Gordonstoun, Charles's choice for William and Harry to enroll at Eton was seen as a significant deviation from a severe and remote environment. This pattern, wherein an heir's attendance at a particular institution significantly impacts the subsequent generation, has come to characterize royal education. William and Catherine seem to be establishing a more contemporary trajectory for their children, starting with Prince George. Upon reaching school age, William and Catherine chose Thomas's Battersea, a coeducational day school in London, for George's primary education, opting against the smaller residential preparatory school or the continuation of private tutoring. Subsequently, all three children, George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, were sent to Lambrook School near Windsor. Although boarding is available at Lambrook, current reports suggest that the children enroll as day learners, allowing the family to spend their nights together. This focus on normality, family mealtimes, and parental engagement has come to characterize William and Catherine's parenting philosophy. The parenting philosophy of William and Catherine since their ascension to parenthood, the Prince and Princess of Wales have endeavored to integrate royal formality with practical parenting approaches. They are often commended for adopting a more approachable demeanor, which entails personally dropping their children off at school whenever feasible and facilitating ordinary activities for George, Charlotte, and Louis, like baking or gardening. In interviews, William has shown appreciation for the affection and stability his mother offered. However, he also reflects on the constraints that affected the normalcy of his childhood. Palace sources indicate that both William and Catherine want to prolong George's boyhood, given the significance of his future obligations. Boarding schools often mandate that students reside on campus for prolonged durations, which may enhance autonomy and diminish parental interaction. They recognize the potential advantages, including academic rigor and new connections. However, they express concern over the emotional burden. Catherine specifically alludes to her own educational experiences. She first enrolled at an all-girls boarding school, where she experienced bullying and a sense of alienation, but subsequently found contentment at Marlborough College, a coeducational residential institution that provided her with a new beginning. This recollection may influence her inclination for a caring atmosphere rather than a rigid all-boys school. Another factor is the intention to maintain the unity of George, Charlotte, and Louis. Charlotte is just 2 years junior to George, indicating that she will shortly enter secondary school. If George enrolls in an all-boys school, Charlotte and Louis may be sent to separate institutions, complicating family logistics and increasing security concerns. The notion of a coeducational residential institution might enable them to ultimately share campuses, a proposition that resonates with the Princess of Wales. The educational institutions under review. Despite the absence of an official declaration, media outlets and several insider sources have identified several probable possibilities for Prince George's secondary education. Every institution has its own reputation, academic prowess, and cultural milieu. Presented below are many leading contenders. Eton College is located in Windsor. Eton College is renowned for training Prince William and Prince Harry, as well as for producing 20 British prime ministers and other prominent individuals in government, the arts, and commerce. Eton is conveniently located near Windsor Castle, enhancing family visits and security measures. Many assumed George would inevitably succeed his father here, continuing a notable history for male successors. The all-boys atmosphere of Eton precludes the attendance of Charlotte and Louis. For William and Catherine, that single-sex arrangement may contradict their desire for a cohesive educational trajectory. Marlborough College is situated in Wiltshire. Marlborough is a coeducational institution that educated Catherine and her siblings, Pippa and James. Marlborough's strong academics, spiritual care, and extracurricular activities foster comprehensive development, earning it recognition. Princess Eugenie also attended, indicating that the institution is adept at quietly managing royal or aristocratic pupils. Marlborough is situated at a greater distance from London than Eton, yet a journey of 1 to 2 hours by automobile may still be feasible. The prospect of George, Charlotte, and Louis potentially attending the same college is a significant advantage for William and Catherine, who have often underscored the value of familial unity. The choice about Prince George's education will be a pivotal point in his path to monarchy. It will be essential for the Prince and Princess of Wales to balance tradition, security, familial cohesion, and contemporary ideals as they make this pivotal decision for their oldest son. Regardless of whether he emulates his father's path at Eton or pursues a more progressive trajectory, the result will indubitably influence his growth and, therefore, the destiny of the British monarchy. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for the time being.